All right, well, Kyle Fowler, he is a pilot, and he is performing here at Sun and Fun this year, flying the Long-EZ.
That is correct.
The Long-EZ. Kyle, hey, welcome aboard. Thank you so much. I mean, you almost look like you should be performing at some, I was going to say disco, but that kind of dates me.
We're pretty
like a rap star.
Yeah, light and bright. We got to fly the night show, so we got to be high vis, right?
I can hear that. Kyle, where are you from originally?
Alberta, Canada, and I did fly all the way down here from Alberta, Canada in that little Long-EZ. It was a nice trip because I had to shovel about 3 inches of snow in front of the hangar before I could leave to come down here.
Oh, unbelievable.
You've
been on here for a while. Look at the tan he's got.
Oh, yeah. I've been down here a couple weeks now.
That's our ad for Visit Central Florida right there, right? We always say you don't have to shovel sunshine.
I love it. I love it.
No, that's all good stuff. Kyle, I don't know, well, I know nothing, zero, about the Long-EZ. Tell us about what plane you fly and how you got into that.
Of course, yeah. So I fly the Long-EZ, like you say. We've dubbed it the backwards plane, kind of just because it looks like it's backwards. The engine's in the back, the tail's in the front, and it just looks weird, kind of like a spaceship. And don't feel bad because most pilots look at the aircraft and they don't understand it either.
Yeah.
But the guy who designed it, his name was Rutan, and I would argue that he was one of the most influential people in aviation ever. He designed the first aircraft to fly around the world nonstop without refueling, the Voyager in 1986. In 2004, one or four, I can't remember, they designed Spaceship One, which was the first civilian spaceship to fly up to space, land, turn around, and do it within 2 weeks. But this was one of his earlier designs, the Long-EZ. And when he designed the aircraft, he looked at a conventional airplane, and in a normal airplane, you're pulling down on the tail to make the airplane go up. Bert didn't like that idea. He's like, why are we pulling the tail down to make the airplane go up? Why don't we lift the nose up to make the airplane go up? And that's why he put the tail on the front, so it's a lifting surface more than it is a stabilizing surface. So every surface on the aircraft lifts, and it gives it some really, really cool aerodynamic features, and it always makes people take a second look when they're walking by the plane.
Yeah.
So I got to ask, how did you get into the air show business?
So I took it a little bit of a different approach than most performers. Most performers get into air shows through competition, through IAC, which I really think is one of the best ways to do it. It really gives you a good fundamental understanding of aerobatics, and it's a progressive path that you go through: primary, sportsman, intermediate, advanced, unlimited. It's probably the best way to get into it. But I'm a little bit different, not just because I'm Canadian, but I'm a second-generation air show performer.
Okay.
I grew up going to air shows, and I got a taste of it when I was 11 years old. I announced my dad's air show for the very first time, and ever since then, I knew I wanted to get into air shows. And when I was a kid, I saw the Long-EZ fly, and as a kid, I thought it was the coolest airplane out there. And I told my dad, one day, I'm going to get one of those, and I'm going to fly air shows, and it's exactly what I did.
Awesome.
Wow.
Now, what do you do full-time, like for a job? Is this your job?
This is my full-time job. Okay. I'm an automotive mechanic by trade. I'm pretty blue collar. I love working on things, which works out really good because I fly a Homebuilt, so I do all my own maintenance. But after COVID, I had a job. I had a really good job. I was working for an oil field company up in Alberta, Canada, a company called Tomco. Great place. I really enjoyed my job. I miss it most days because I had the greatest job. I worked on the fleet of vehicles. I used to be a foreman for them in the field, so I knew a lot of what the company did, but I took care of their fleet of vehicles, and they also had a Navajo that I flew, so I was kind of like the corporate pilot as well. So Monday to Friday, wrenching on vehicles, and we have our morning meetings, and like, Kate, 2 days from now we're going to fly up here, make sure you got the plane ready. So I had a really good balance, but the air shows were getting so popular and the demand was so high. I asked my boss, hey, like, what are you going to do if I get 12 shows in a year? And he's like, we like you, but you can't take that much time off work. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go book my shows for next year, and if I get more than 12 shows, I'm going to quit. And I was like, well, it's a dream. It's a pipe dream. And then I booked 14 shows, and I was like, well, now I got to quit my job. And that's what I did. And every year It's been growing and getting busier.
I was gonna say, what are you up to now?
I think last year we did 22, and we're probably gonna hit around the same, maybe a little bit more this year.
And they're interactive. So tell us about the show and what makes it so unique that you had to quit the day job.
Well, it is interactive. I mean, air shows, to me, a good air show has good variety. I went to an air show once where it was all jets, and we all love the jets. The Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds. The Thunderbirds are here. They're the headliners. They are the big draw for the crowd. We all understand that, but I went to a show that was all jets, and if you watch the same thing over and over and over again all day long, it gets a little boring. Whether it be all jets or all flip-flops, or it gets a little repetitive. So I think a good air show has good variety, and here at Sun and Fun, they've put on one of the best shows in the world. You know, we always have our skydivers with our opening ceremonies. You got your national anthem. It's really good. We've got a huge amount of warbirds. Like if it's not here, it probably doesn't exist, or at least it isn't flying maybe. We've got our flip-flops. We've got some of the best in the world. Mike Goulian, like the best of the best airshow performers. We've got some jet acts, formation acts, and then
Pyrotechnics.
Tora. Yeah, absolutely. And then there's the other category, like the comedy act, like Kyle Franklin. And I feel like my airplane fits into that other category where it's not an aerobatic airplane, believe it or not. It was not designed for aerobatics. I talked to Burt Rutan, and even though his brother flew a lot of aerobatics, he made it clear to me, like, it's not designed for that. And I'm like, but your brother did it, and it worked really well. But it just adds to that variety for a good show.
Looking at
your cheat sheet.
I thought you were going to carry me a little bit better, Jack.
We're cheating here. We're cheating here.
So I can ask about the shoes.
Go ahead.
Tell us about the shoes then.
Well, they make me fly better.
Yeah.
They give me. You ever see a kid with brand new shoes? Like watch how fast I can run. Well, it kind of has the same effect. My golden shoes from Lyft makes me fly better.
Yeah. Kind of a trademark.
It's become. There was an air show performer when I was a little bit younger, Bud Granley, and he flew a lot with Bob Hoover. He was good friends with Bob Hoover. So he came up in like that golden age of air shows. And he started wearing these lime green shoes, and he was known for his lime green shoes. And I saw these at Lyft, and I'm sure Lyft will never see this, so I thought they were god-awful ugly. I really did. And I didn't think much of it, and then I thought of Bud Granley, and I was like, you know what? I want to try on a pair of those shoes. Gold, yellow, I mean, it's pretty close. I put them on, and when we're signing autographs and interacting with the crowd, people love, probably like 1 in 5 people notice the shoes, and then everybody loves them. And with the kids, they really like it. It's just something flashy, just that extra little bit of showmanship.
Glad you asked now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. What's next? What do you see on the horizon?
Well, we just got a new aircraft that we're rebuilding. It's a one-of-a-kind aircraft. It's very, very similar to a Velocity. I love the Velocity. Like, if I could have my choice of aircraft that I would fly A to B, it's the twin Velocity. I think it's a beautiful aircraft. But we found a project, and it's a Berkut 4. Now, if you're familiar with the Berkut is a carbon fiber built Long-EZ with a 540 and fully retractable. So it's very, very similar to the aircraft I fly now. The wing is the same, the canard is the same. This here is the only 4-seat Berkut. So it's the same airplane, cut down the middle and widened up a little bit. So we're rebuilding that, and we're building that into my ideal show plane. 4 seats, so it'll be a lot easier for my wife to come with me. We can throw our bags in the back. I think it'll cruise 50 knots faster. I'm hoping 60 knots faster. We'll see. And I'm really excited. And we've got some really big, ambitious goals for the new plane.
Okay. I thought you were going to jump in on me there, but anyway, hey everybody. Kyle, thanks so much for joining us. I mean, learned something today about the Long-EZ. Wow.
Perfect.
What a cool plane. I always wondered about those planes that had the prop in the back and then they had the tail in the front.
They're very unique. Some of the flying characteristics, we've got half a minute here. One of the coolest things about the Long-EZ is that it is an unstallable aircraft. And that's one of the neatest features. You cannot stall the main wing, because what happens, you pull the power back, you slow down, pull back on the stick, the nose comes up. The canard stalls first before the main wing, so the canard stalls, the nose drops a little bit. As soon as the nose drops, it speeds up, main wing is always flying. And trust me, I've put that airplane through the ringer. You cannot stall that main wing. It's an incredible flying
Awesome.
aircraft.
Well, once again, Kyle, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely.